Not much the Sparrow could have done in that situation, obviously. Still going to buy back down in regardless, however, in this next one. You can see the money line still flowing pretty well for the T side. Actually, had two players on at least $10,000. Caper is nearly at $10,000 regardless. Round. And Furlan will take down Letney to start things off with aggression. And the CT side getting punished by AGO. This is what we want to see out of them again. Just ready and waiting to punish Valiance for any mistakes they might make. And they gain the man advantage and pop dog control as well.
As Furlan starts with the second frag, he's already in a double. 110 left on the clock, and we know Otter is the type of guy. This looked like the potential of the collaterals there. He somehow damaged him, but Hunter can slow it down. He turtles AGO a little. There he did beat, but it looked like he must have been in his vision. Not even in 4-3, he must have seen Sparrow, but Hunter's options, they're running down to 0. He can dodge the bullet. He goes home, saves that weapon. AGO will be up on the 5th. And from an economic standpoint, Valiance is broke again.
Oof, that's not nice. Full reset on this one after heavy investment, and a lot of this could have been avoided, you know. Next, obviously, with his bit of a, you know, sleeper moment back over on the back of the train tracks and completely missing out the AWP Sparrow. You know, obviously, with the kills that got lined up on the other side of things, could not put it down. Oh, okay, with a nice pre-fight prediction and shut out Hunter as well, so all 5 go down. There's nothing, literally sweet FA for Valiance to work with in this next one, so should be looking in eco. They might force the bite, wouldn't surprise me if they did, yep. DZ's the Eagles coming out once again for the CT side with a scout, but I'm not imagining them to be able to do much against the full-blown AKs and AWP of AGO, who are just looking so good so far on the T side.
And as you're saying that, I mean, the Eagles are lethal in the hands of Letney and Aspiranta, but if you would take the high ground here, as Furlan is debatable. Talking exactly about that, finally the first frag happens for AGO. Does the A side though collapse? One tap against Otto, my goodness. My goodness!
What?
It seems like this is one hell of a sword, but Sparrow with 2, does he get another 2 as well? As he has the awareness at least about SP, but he can't really connect those shots. And right now, Jamie, everything on the line for AGO to get a 6th. Is it possible though?
Oh my god.
He knows where Letney is. He does know.
What the hell is that?
This is nasty! And this is brutality from the Polish man striking against the mix of Valiance. This was like you saw one tap, a second tap, one corpse falling to the ground. And Sparrow's like, come on, do I really need to do this? Is it me again? And he does it.
I mean, even against an eco or force bite situation from Valiance, you cannot deny the incredible mechanical prowess of Sparrow to be able to pull that off in any situation. The AWP is such a difficult weapon to handle because of how difficult it is to try and get those accurate shots like he did and move around so much, reposition himself and still get frags on 20 points of health. So credit to him for shut that whole thing down. Credit to Valiance as well for getting as much damage in as they did. You know, 4 players going down is really going to hurt the economy state. And even with just basic pistols in this next one, Nexus found himself 2 frags. Grimmy and Furlan are down. And AK has been picked up to 3 versus 3. Let's see if he can get himself a triple and potentially get the damage down to just 2 players to really hurt the economy of AGO. But in the end, he's going to go back towards Ivy and save that AK. That's also another respectable idea, just to hold that one down and leave the max 10 of the Deagle to try and get some exit frag. The Deagle will fall. And Otto's left alone. Does get close towards 1. No. 4x3 did not speed PHR. And that will be a 7th for AGO. With an AK save for Valiance, it's not a terrible eco, but certainly not going to be a little bit better.
Very much indeed. So, I'm a little surprised how much force AGO applies to Valiance here, and how much Valiance actually struggles. Because I would have said, in the state AGO is, in the state Valiance is, comparing both at the moment and their entire development, yeah, you said it yourself, fairly easy 2-0. And I'm just asking myself, what is going wrong right now for Sparrow, excuse me, for Valiance and their team? Because just to give you that, the shocking part for me is, we're talking about a map AJO has picked, alright, but we're talking about a site where Valiance is a little bit stronger on. The CT side.
Yeah, and the fact that AGL are doing so well to shut this CT side down is obviously a massive, massive pickup for them. And I did say that there's one side that needs to go well for them. It would have to be T side, and that's exactly what's happening so far. 7-3. Valiance are struggling to get things going here. Must be even the 8-3 off the back of this next round for AGL. That would be the half under their control, and Valiance will really struggling train. A bit more surprising than I was expecting, but a hit looks to come through again from AGO over towards the B-bomb site. Esperanto will get a first down and third out towards Pop Dog. There you go, one drop down kill. The flashbang blind with the AWP. Otto still gets a kill alongside Nexa, accounting for PHR and Caper. It's a shutdown of Meat Grind this time around with the bomb at the full CT control. Sparrow on a 1 versus 5, but against Rifles this time I imagine he won't be able to pull off the same sort of clutch scenario that he did only a couple of rounds ago. And yeah, not realising where Esprit was. That's a 2 kills for him, 2 kills for Nexa, 1 for Otto, and a 4th for Valiance.
I am very surprised to some extent. But let's be real, how long is this going to last is the question. Because right now, that aggression from Furlan Cole, very fast again. Let me blind, entry found. As SB knows the perfect response, the perfect riddle, or excuse me, the perfect solution to this riddle. They all fall down, collapsing in 25 seconds. This is quick.
Understand, as small as the chances it seemed right there. Very, very simple stuff. Easily picked apart by the AGOT side. And it's not even like they went so fast as just to go all out aggression. It's just a simple case that they just found the picks. Valiance for taking those first bases and then was losing them left, right, and centre. Then back down to Eco Deagles once again. We have a season P250 chucked in there for good measure. Cable gets the first frag on, let me nade it onto 2 places, it's gonna hurt, and indeed it does. Ugh. SB and Nexa not gonna be enjoying that one, obviously. No. In fact, actually, Esperanto burns alive to Caper's Molotov, so that's a 5 versus 3. Otto trying to creep in the back lines, catch Esperanto for the crab on the AWPs for the CT side, but in the end it is an eco, and again it hasn't gone well for Valiance. You know, you asked how long is this gonna last for? Not that long is the answer. Yeah. Valiance. I mean, yeah, the CT side is looking pretty dire at the moment with AGO just punishing them left, right, and centre.
And now, let's see how long this is going to last. Is this just a one-time streak? Is AGO going to fall down when they're switching sides? This is the question I have. Because you never know how much is this all just momentum driven, and once there's a little break coming in, will just Valiance just directly go fast in it? Because you said AGO needs to be quick on the sides, and I mean those A-side aggressions, damn, they were fast.
We slowed down this next round, however, at the very least a little something gained away. But other than just the initial utility facing and just a little bit of stall tactics from Valiance, not much is gained. No picks, no damage. And the first kill will go in the favour of for the second one of Esperanto. It does try to back in the AUG, so gain some T-Con control, but the next point of operation, next point of contact is going to be Ivy. Otto here with the AWP, does put it to the nose, he's blind, and Letney takes down Caper. There we go, a crossfire. This time for the CT side, they get some major amount of advantage, a lot of map control. Esperanto does not see where that bomb's gone down, actually smoked that one off, so that way no one could see it. You can pick that one up relatively easily. Meanwhile, Otto will take down PHR, so it's all going to be remaining on Groovy. 1 versus 4 to clutch it out. Valiance so ready for whatever face he takes. Esperanto around this corner is backed up by Letney, who's just a few feet behind him. Ready just to shoot down Groovy as he rounds this corner. Smoke.
Did he fake that?
I think he faked that.
No.
How much he did. In the end, Letney's still able to get the trade back, so he's only able to get one frag. In the end, it is still going to be 3 players staying alive for the CT side.
The sounds cue, Jamie. He was a little bit baiting that one out, and he thought, all right, there's a guy just coming with a flashbang. I'm smarter than that. Well, falling down to this is devastating. Can Otto now change things up in the fast setup? AJO most likely lowers. It's Ferlin. SP & Co. are getting on. It's a nice start for Lexi. Bang and bang and bang. It's all coming down to the side of A. And it seems like that aggression is doing quite well. And that's concerning to some degree. As AJO might be just running away with another win, but Nexa is hiding. Otto is coming in in time. Did he get Caper on their radar though? Otto does.
What a shot from Otto. There we go. 3 kills on the AWP. Lockdown there to find the 9-6 scoreline. Against Valiance, admittedly, though. And that's massive for AGO for obvious reasons. The simple T-side half is seen for most of it, and they kind of struggled on the Valiant side to get things together. The T-side's got to go really swimmingly for them. And again, if you take a look at their history on training, it's like, well, they haven't really got many great results on T-side. A lot of their halves have been built on a great CT start. This was not a great CT start, to say the least. So how do you turn this around? Valiant's obviously up for a pistol to try so they can make this whole thing work. They've got Glocks mostly for everybody else. They have dropped the P250 over to Nexa. Smoke molly in for Otto and a single flash smoke with the P250 that was dropped by Hunter's side of things. Diffuse and smoke for Ferl and everybody having default pistols and Kevlar on the CT side. And look at Valiant's going straight in for the rush. B. Ruby's the only man up here. He's going to spot them all as it jumps back into cover. That's instant
Jesus.
And the immediate bomb plant being taken by the Valiant side. Ruby will catch the first headshot. Can't quite find the second on Nexa. His teammates are going to rotate in. But look at the damage being done to all of them in the Molotovs at the edge of the smoke.
Well, that is nasty from Grubby, and they find those frags. As Nexa, though, tries his best with the P250, his teammate Hunter has no body armor. They don't got the magic molly, and Pharaoh taps them both with just a slap to the left, a slap to the right. Don't even come near me, he says to the Serbians. I mean, you know, they were just jumping. They were jumping in their G-Wagon, in their AMG G-Wagon, went with their 500 horsepower down the ramp, you know, exactly to the B-site. And what happened? It's the police saying, you went too fast. There's a ticket for you. And those tickets came out of P2000s.
Of course you'd be the one to make a racing reference, wouldn't you?
All the time, Jamie. That's what I'm known for, sort of. Kinda.
Well, I mean, it kind of works, to be honest, because that's exactly what happened, you know. I mean, they did go fast. They did get a little bit of a kick out of it. They got a bomb plant. They were able to get the force buy out of this one, but in the end, AJ just swooping. I was like, no. And that's it, you know. Retake easy as for the P2000s and USPs. They got the better buy. They got the M4s. They got the AUGs and everything. A hell of a task up to try and turn this back around here. A little bit of map control for Valiance. Next in particular out towards Ivan. Sparrow does spot straight down. Back in with a second frag on PHR. Okay, that's opened things up for the T side, but Groovy's going to try and respond back over towards CT spawn. Drop the first. There's a little man on the bomb site. Esperanto's going to spot. He's attacking on Letney, but now gets shot in the back by Otto. He gets himself another kill on the Galil's here. Doubles up on towards Ferlin and even more on Groovy. 4 players to find. It's just not going to happen. Valiant's much more coordinated in the T side push. Oh, I guess a 3K overall. Then we get an AUG and a 7th for the board of Valiance.
Well, seems like they used a counter tactic. Deagle's now on every single AGO player. Will they be able to shut down that aggression? So, I mean, Grubby has a good positioning to get players once they push down ramp. He just needs to have the right headshot angle. I don't really want to see him go more aggressive, because he will probably lose the duel as he has to go up on the ledge, but he stays where he is and pushes back to the bomb train. I think he has the right timing. Is he in safety, though, once they push? Yes, by now he is. And this could get dangerous. We know what those Deagles are capable of. We know what they can do. I'm just talking about it. On the first victim, Furlan is too aggressive. Grubby doesn't hit his shots according to plan. And that was an entry on the side of AGL that suddenly changes things around.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they could turn that AK back around and start to crumble away at the Valiant side, but in the end the hit was too much for the only 2 CTs to handle, so Verlin and Groovy out instantly, and Sparrow's left to save that AK-47. Let's help back over towards T-Spawn. Not much of a chance, much more of an option. PHR will end up falling as the force buy is dismantled here from the AGO side. Caper just left to get an exit frag. Sparrow hoping to get one more of his own right back over on the A-bomb side, but it's mostly going to rest in the hands of Caper as he is the closest to any of the T-side players. There will be 8 for Valiance. Okay, not the best of starts over on the pistol round, but managed to bring themselves back within contention in this one. The force buy also getting a little bit of Kevlar out for AGO means that they can eco and then probably buy into another round out here. Got a little bit of money still kicking, a little bit of firepower still left for them in spite of the lack of investment. So Valiant's in with their buy-ups. 1 MAC-10 for Hunter, but everyone else on basic rifles. 2 AKs, 1 AAG, 1 M4 safe from the last round. We're going to try and turn the Knights back and put 1 only in deficit.
The follow-up is where things need to change up, Jamie. The follow-up is where we have to see AGL getting a hang of where they started off, and poor Furlan only sees the shoulder, maybe splitters the shoulder blade, but that's it. And no right timing as Hunter drops down like Spider-Man. Players are falling left, right, and center. But I mean, in this round, you can forgive them about that. In this round, you can say, alright, that happens. As the surgeons of Valiant sites remove the 2 more from A and B, at least in their eyes.
There's going to be 3 rounds lost bonus for AGO, meaning that they can invest in this next round. 3 AUGs and 2 M4s. 3 AKs, 1 AUG, and 1 MAC-10, of course, down for Valiance at this point in time. It's kind of interesting to upgrade that SMG, but that's fine. Loads of money, so for Valiance to get this weapon to do any more damage, to get any more value out of it, then that's fine. Already the sab coming through from Valiance. They're trying to push their way back in. They're just taking a little bit of spray, but no one's going to get taken down, doing any damage right now. That is going to do a bit more damage. Back in, they are going to avoid it, and they actually got a crossfire. Caper and Furlan gets 2 players out. Hunter and Letney were expecting them to vacate, and now Oz going to really trade back. Caper does catch him, he does take a little bit of damage, and 2 for 1 overall. Notice that there's 1 more man back here. Again, Furlan's going to avoid the flash. Loads of bodies dropping in Pop Dog. It's a 2 for 1 favour to AGO.
Look how they stand just in front of the smoke. They line up, basically. Grubby has no utility to make a change, but he gives his information to his teammates. And I mean, Espionauts are fairly easy targets for a few body shots, and perfect coordination as he hears, I got the smoke, I'm going to pop it in. So AGO can retake one man advantage, especially Furlan's positioning is once in a while very interesting as they try to surround the players who are actually on the site, but he gets humiliated. Raised off the server, SP though can't settle his angle, and even Otto is going to be backstabbed. The 2 players who had a brilliant idea gotta say bye-bye to the crowd. And that defuse?
Oh wait, no!
There's no kidding. This is unbelievable. It's a tie. It's a tie, Jamie. And it should have never happened previously.
Very smart, obviously, to get the pick on the 1 player, because if he is the only one with a defuse kit, AGO also would just be, you know, stuck out in the mud, you know, just to wait for that as much time as is humanly possible before getting that frag. Well played from Valiance's last player, and unfortunately for AGO, you know, the rule "don't be a loser, buy a diffuser" really comes into full effect for that CT side. And yeah, Valiant's happy they're taking another round again, tie up, as you were saying. Try to see if we can double boost, I think, back in towards this pop-up position. This time Esperanto's ready for aggression from AGO. They'll drop down as another story entirely. No, they're not going to go for it, actually, which is interesting enough. That's fine. Again, AJ don't have any pop dog control. It's mostly going to be out towards this B-bomb site. They got further than PHR. One P250 and one M4. Trying to forget against the Valiant's execution, which is coming in thick and fast out here. They need to sneak past the line early. And look at the cross to take down. One headshot found, two headshots found by the P250. Back to 3 versus 3. A chance has been bought by the CT side, as the bomb should go down and AGO should be in full retake, but without a kit again.
Bomb has been planted.
That was very nice to see how he just dealt a bit of damage. But it's really AGO collapsing, don't they? Against Caper and Colt should not stand a chance. They don't, at least at the moment. May I take it back, dear Jamie, because nothing is impossible, and we know that. Grubby could have the one-shot potential. But he keeps his cool. Naxa is the Nemanja with the number 11 on the belt.
The lead is off Valiance now. I had very little hopes for this T side. That's exactly how they've turned it around. A great clutch round from the last. Trying to hold on towards the half buy against AGM. Managed to do so just about. They lose a lot of players, but they got loads of money regardless. So should be up for another buy after this round if they have to go for it. They're playing once again towards this B default, trying to flush out position. I think a nade may have landed in over at the window position. I'm not quite sure. Either way, a little bit of damage has been done to SP, Leckney and Hunter. Otto and Nex are fine. Over towards Pop Dog might have been the play out here. Caper just waits around, hold back behind Electric Box. He's going to be the main frontal force of the CT side. Hoping to get trades back in from his teammates over at Ivy, who aren't really covering the T-Con area so much as they are just waiting for someone to push out of it. Sparrow's watching out Ivy, and PHR will just be on top of the trains really just to take the first phase. Hopefully cut off 1 or 2 players before they get to Caper. So finally a little bit of damage will come through, significant damage over towards the Pop Dog position. The Molotov actually forces Valiance out of Pop Dog, so they lose quite a little bit of map control. Also going to try and avoid anyone from AGO coming in and taking that one back for them.
Still quite close to each other. So PHR starts off good. SP is eliminated. The authorized response. Caper is not making his shots count. The name is not even dealing as much damage as expected, and Sparrow starts his own show again with a high possibility. Might go in their favor, and it does.
Yeah, bullets flying all over the place, the smoke, trying to do as much as they could for the T side, but in the end, AGO, and Sparrow in particular, just had some really good shots in his AWP, so well played from him to shut down Valance's initial force. They're back in at evens as a result, although they are on the verge of reset. I mean, both economies are looking like they have been crippled, so this next round could be pretty crucial for both sides. And Valiance, not a lot of lost bonus to work with again. AGO will be completely reset off the back of this round. So we're looking at some really big potential out of this round 23 right here. The question is who's going to take that potential and run with it. So far it is Valiance again trying to try and play off their map control. Trying to get Ivy control as well, which is something we haven't seen for a while. I don't think we've seen it so far in this T-side half for that matter. Run boost in, they are going to catch vision on Sparrow as well. He'll see them as on the CT side. Getting a little bit of information out. Made it for him, doing an early damage to Valiance, and the orb shots don't quite land onto him. 66 points of health. He'll get away scarred but alive, and able to still frag away for the HOCT side.
I mean, let Neon 16 frags might just increase that frag count. And Esperanto with his bed machine. Who does he send to bed next? It could be Grubby, very well. It could be Ferlin, but he's a little bit further away. So one single smoke that might allow them the access. But no, that has been seen. What was that? I mean, that aggression is somewhat debatable. Otto instantly responds. Sparrow chimes in, and of course it's Sparrow. But the A side, excuse me, the B side, ready for the plant. The problem is PHR comes in from behind. Can he just shut that one down? No, he can't. Aspie is coming in a little late with the molly, and he should be eliminated with ease. He actually is. Dear Jamie, this is getting way too close.
Yeah, Asia with a smart backstay, able to maintain control of the round off the back of that, and that alone. Standard retake probably wouldn't have gone so well against VALIANCE, who, admittedly did have a little bit of hesitation in that sort of in that execution, which really cost them a lot. They let that leg go, and eventually the AWP could just line up a single shot on the first. Kalata on to the second round. He did trade it back, but that had an ample opportunity for the AWP and the AKs, M4s that remained to shut it all down on the CT side. So VALIANCE to go forward with a little bit more conviction rather than hesitation. The AK is coming through. Krieg, a little bit hesitant for Otto to see what he's going to buy up, but the scope weapon will come out for the CT side alongside the Galil for Hunter. So it's not perfect. Again, the economy was broken. The bomb plant did boost them back up to this position. They've had a lot less, so they didn't get that extra $800 a player. There's another chance brought back by VALIANCE. Again, with the damage done by AGO, there still could be a reset against that CT side. VALIANCE, however, need to come up with a massively confident round.
There comes first player to the right-hand side is Otto. Sparrow in front of that one is very interesting to see. He's getting baited a little. You see the player shooting from the right hand, and then the left hand is coming. He still has that one shotgun in his hands. And at this range, the AWP became a shotgun. He can't actually escape magically. And if he now even gets a frag, that would be the worst slap in the face for VALIANCE, but he's out of the danger zone. And you saw two players pushing towards him. He still is alive. And now finding a frag. That you must hate to see it.
Well, VALIANCE can't hate but what? That's the one tap. They talk about his one taps. Apparently they do. Lenny try and trade it back with the T side. Agio are barely holding onto the bomb side. Ruby gets taken out alongside Furley. Esperanto wraps back in for the 3K. Shots to the head galore, and PHR is all that remains. 1 versus 4. Oof. Oof.
That is a it's a major oof. Like that one tap, talking about how Sparrow might have impact, how Sparrow might can hold him up. And you know what happens? Bang. See you. Good night. See you, nerd. That hurts so badly, really. I mean, Jesus freaking Christ.
Oh. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's ridiculous.
It was freaking ridiculous.
Like that shot was just like, it was absolutely stellar. It's the fact he followed up with 2 more kills after the fact. He's just like, oh, Esperanto. And he's been performing relatively consistently all map, but that was really a massive overperformance to get VALIANCE in with a chance here against AGO. You can see that AGO just down to nothing for the shot. PHR with the only SMG that was saved in the last round instantly shoved down in towards Pop Dog. Caper does get in and get the gun to get out. In the end, what more can you do with no Kevlar? T's closing in on him. He's going back towards Deacon. Does catch SB off guard. That's alright. He's ready for AWP. Oh, it misses! That's another kill with the SMG. Christ. That's serious damage being done.
Oh,
he grabs the rifle and gets back out of dodge. He knows there's no T-side player around him. No, he doesn't. There's all left on Sparrow to try and deny the bomb plot, but it comes through, if it comes through, towards the A-bomb site. But yeah, what a blunder towards T-Code for VALIANCE.
Yeah, very true. It felt like that could have went a little different. A little. But you know how it sometimes is, right? Well, shots coming down. The 5-7 is one of its kind, but Sparrow should not stand a chance in this. Very honestly, Sparrow should not stand a chance in that. As he keeps on fighting, 32 HP left for him. There he's eliminated. Good night. See you next time.
They maybe could have played him for at least another frag if he just baited them into the bomb site and then he was able to tap away with the 5-7. Do some serious damage to VALIANCE. But as it stands, 3 players down off the back of that eco. Yeah, they're just going to put some serious dents in the money line. You can see it right now. $5,000 at or $6,000 at best on Hunter. 3,000 for the next player down from that though is VALIANCE. Need a confident round to reinstate their proper money line. Actually going to take that AWP down. A nice flash peek in from Spirit to take down Otto. Nexa was not ready for it. We'll get that trade back eventually, but they have lost the AWP, and he's down to just 4 points of health. Hunter with a quick shot on PHR. Also, this Metals on the A bomb site defensive. Two-man advantage. Make it just one with Hunter getting up and taking out Groovy towards Connector. Capers all that remains. Bob can commit. C-side players rolling in all over the place. Then AWP, but Hunter's going to come in from the back lines and take that last man down. There you go. 14-12. Valiants have turned this around on the T side. They start to take an Asia map pick away from themselves. That is kind of concerning for the Poles. They have 2 more rounds to make up and 2 more rounds for the opposing force to go.
Well, this one is not the do or die yet, because they really played on the edge. They played for number 15, and Valiance is just a second away from grabbing a victory. And this one should be done with ease, of course. We know how easy it can be. We know how well established Valiance is once getting the momentum rolling. So they go for the vents, excuse me, they go for the pop dock, and A side seems to be the destination. And do AGO just really accumulate all their forces to come back from the ground line? I think they do.
Timed it well, just designed to make an execution happen. Molotovs on the bomb site. Smokes in. Just damage being done back and forth. The bomb will get planted with no real chance for the CT to try and turn that around. Fun will be on the backstab, but the Eagle does not find a whole lot right here. It's just jump facing, tapping away on through, hoping to get a straight bullet down. A little bit of damage does come through. We're going to be able to do some damage on the back lines, but Nexa deals with him. The Eagle from Caper misses out entirely as Furling is taken out from the backstab. And yeah, it's standard stuff for AJ just to try and keep the T side held inside that bomb blast, or maybe get an exit frag just a good measure. Yeah, now both the Eagles held back towards Connector. They will peek in, just trying to they can face against them. They hear those footsteps. The Eagles out, or doesn't take down Nexa. Nexa's going to be able to get away alive for this one. I think most of them will be able to do so. The Valiants, as they get to map point here on train again. This is AGO's pick to try and grind their way 3 rounds back to overtime. They have a rifle back to make it happen. Double up setup coming through from Furlan and Sparrow with the 2 AUGs on Ruby and PHR. M4 for Caper to round it all out. They need to make this a confident round. They need to make it a round for the Polish squad.
It's about time to see if that one's happening. It's about time to Valiance show if the slow start was just a slow start and then an actual performance, because they can still grab points, get a safer and better seeding for the online playoffs we have very, very soon. Froden gets it rolling. Valiance is on the right track. But they've lost Hunter already. And 1 minute 10 left on the clock. Options have to be weighed up by now.
Got a default for a little bit of map control, so they can decide on A or B depending on how they're feeling. Right now, if Nexa gets a pick towards high, absolutely fantastic to get the train. There you go. Spot Sparrow as well. Knows where one of the AWPers are. Pretty decent, I guess, as to where that AWP will be, or that player would be an AWP player. Letting her try and fake here, hoping to catch one of the CTs overextending. Sparrow does catch Nexa. Meanwhile, back over to Ivy. Some man advantage swings to the favour of AGO once again. Furlan facing with the AWP. They know they've got one man out here. They suspect him to still be back here, but India decides to fall back, and the T's are going to hear these footsteps. Letting out a face up. You go over towards the other side. Smoke in. AWP from Otto. You're ready to try and take first face as the smokes go down. Not seeing them. He does catch Otto at the top right hand corner of the ramp area. The bomb shoot goes down. He's got himself a third kill. Esperanto runs back on Caper, and Caper's just going to spray him down. Easy peasy as the bullets fly over his head. And AGO being with 13.
And that one. That one is the number 13 on the board for them. And, well, the problem is, Valiance will soon run out of money as well, but not too late. I mean, it should work out for the final one if we go that far. But double op setup, Spear and Furlong seem to make it work in that combination. But not like this.
I like that angle from Nexus. You know, he expected Furlan to be around that corner, so he just got the only angle you can take a headshot from and just executed that man immediately. Nice start from Valiance. They got Brown Horse control. This looks like it's going to be a bona fide B here. No fakes, no lurks, just straight up in, smokes out to cover off their advantages, and they advance on towards Connected Square. Will spot the head of Esperanto. What a great shot to land a return. Will we return back over to know where Letney is? They get this kill, this whole thing could still fall apart for Valiance.
It technically could, but right now Sparrow seems to be on the run. Same goes for Caper, but then finds Letney. And you see, none of the players, none of them have actually a molly. They can't hold it up. But Otto with one singles for Nexa, and the duel is in favor of the Serbian. Caper might be the hero, or the man now falling down on the side of the Polishman. Goes up the ladder, has it, but is bamboozled. Nothing else than a victory going the way of Valiance. A quite close one though. But I mean, there goes Train. Number 1 secured for the Serbian squad.
And there we go, you know, again, Train was the best sort of bet that AGO had, but with the way that Valiance were playing, you know, I thought to myself, okay, this could actually end up being a 1-to-1 series. In the end, that T side did manage to step things up in surprising fashion for the Valiance side, so now, all of a sudden, now chances in this series go... They don't go very far right now.
Nah.
AGO, you know, again, Mirage is one of the best maps for Valiance. I'm sitting there like, okay, this may have already just been collapsed by the Serbian squad.
Very true. But I mean, we're going to figure out how then Mirage will go. We will just be right back. We're taking a little break, and then we'll come on with the final map here in the UML.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the United Masters League. We're about to head into nothing else than a lovely bit of Mirage. VALIANCE, you know, they have a very good chance. Nexa himself said, you know, if Esperanto feels Mirage, he's the king of Mirage. And with that one victory they now have under their belts, the second one might be not too far away.
Yeah, I mean, Esperanto had a really good map actually when he was playing out. You know, like, it wasn't, especially during the early first half. Like he was having a bit of a hard carry moment. It wasn't until Nexa started stepping things up. It was like, okay, well, now we're looking at possibly a bit more of an even spread across the VALIANCE talent. So coming into this one, you know, I'm thinking to myself like, okay. This makes sense that it would end up being VALIANCE's map off the basis of form alone, but they've also got other factors heading to them again. They've got a massive win rate on this map. It is one of their most played in the pool, aside from Dust 2, which makes sense considering where this roster stands in Tier 2 Counter-Strike. Versus AGO, who, you know, they've had a few players. It's one of their most played maps, but the truth of the matter is that they've been a hit and miss on this map. You know, they've had some good victories against Harvu and Virtus Pro in the past, but then they've also lost out to Tricked as well, and Existence Galaxy, which admittedly actually was a pretty good match. And the Isaac Boars, and Renegades, and Alternate Attacks, Sprout, and so on. Like, you know, the results go on and on and on, you know what I'm saying?
Well, hit or miss, I guess sometimes they miss. You were inviting me, Jamie. You know what you were doing there. I mean, you can't start that with thinking that far ahead. But before this one is escalating, because I think there might be a risk and a tendency going that direction.
Yeah, don't invite me to the UML land, boys.
You don't know what they would expect you there. But nevertheless, do you think AJO stands a really good chance right now here on Mirage? Just summing it up from all what you've said with the victories and the previous results, because I think VALIANCE was also not really on 100. I feel like they were on 60% of their actual power. It really felt like they were taking it a little bit slower and didn't play it proper. But if they now take it serious, I think they could be an easy stomp.
Yeah, you know, like I said, Esperanto was the only real man that was really going ham in that first half. You know, VALIANCE had a bit of a struggle on the CT side, and again, you know, it took a little bit of time before Nexa went ahead and stepped up. But even then, he wasn't like he was like doing incredible work. It wasn't like they were like the most coordinated force. I mean, AGO looked very, very coordinated at their own right, and that's a credit to them when it comes to the T side executions and going into Mirage, especially when executions are such a prominent part of this particular map. You know, it does end up hinting at sort of an idea that maybe this would be another close affair, or at least another close-ish affair between when it comes down to how the T sides are executed from both sides. But yeah, no, I do agree. You know, VALIANCE probably need to step things up, and some of their players need to go ahead and start putting some more numbers on the board. I'd hope they get their coordination together, because sometimes it wasn't looking that coordinated on train. Yeah, I could agree with you. You know, 60% sounds about right when it comes to VALIANCE.
I think Sparrow is the only one that really fascinated me on the AGO side of things. But this is the thing with him. I mean, he's tending to be more consistent, but not always. That's a very unfortunate thing. He tends to really have bad games, and I can only hope for him that Mirage is none of his bad games. That Mirage is really one he can easily maintain control of. But we're about to figure that one out, right? We're about to see if that goes in their way. As we're still waiting, though, we're missing a few individuals. Punctuality is not always the best kind of thing in that one, but as we said, we had a few nice games today. We had a bit of, struggle from some individuals there in the UML. Summing it up, just giving your thoughts, actually, because I'm not quite sure if ever anyone asked you that. Cini and I have always a discussion. Who do you think would make it to the offline finals? Right now, of what we're seeing, who's going to make it to the offline finals, in your opinion?
Based solely on what we're seeing, or what we've seen so far in the series? Yeah,
in general, throughout the entire UML. Yeah.
I'd say that probably guaranteed ones are Sprout, VALIANCE, Windigo, and Red Reserve. I think those guys are the most guaranteed sort of elements, in my opinion. I think that that Existence also would stand to reason to be about on the same sort of level, but not quite as high as those guys. I think they'll be able to take around about 5th or 6th. And then I think there's going to be a bit of a fight between AGO, LDLC, Tricked, Expert and Halvu to try and gain those last couple of spots. Maybe even 3D Max might end up dropping because they are also close to that sort of like general position. 3D Max, again, lesser so. I think they're sort of like among sort of like existence level where they are secure, but not 100% as secure as the top 4, in my opinion. Yeah. So, you know, that's where I'd roughly place them. You know, I think there's a little bit of potential to be unlocked when it comes to Expert and Halvu, and Tricked are also just, you know, starting to grind their way through on this league. So, and with LDLC and their roster moves and the way that they're sort of like looking at things at the moment, you know, they're not always 100% when it comes to their matches. They're not like they're looking like, you know, they're not like looking like a formed team. They are just experimenting, trying new things out. So it's respectable, the idea that they wouldn't remain in the top 8 come season end.
Yeah, the thing that I find so weird is I agree to some extent, but I think the 2 individuals, and that sounds weird, but the 2 teams that I find very promising to snatch away a slot from the teams you mentioned for the top 4 are Tricked, actually, with Sush, if he keeps on playing like that, and also 3D Max. Because 3D Max started to come in such a great shape, really. They started to gain strength, they started to play more as a team, they started to have individuals even playing better and better and better. I think we can't really sign them off yet. But on the other hand, I see where you're coming from with what you're saying. So Sprout agreed, Wendigo pretty much agreed, Valiance 80% agreed, and the 4th slot is wiggly to me. Like, there's so much space for some teams to just snatch it, if you ask me.
Oh, I mean, you take a look at the point counts, and Red Reserve are pretty confidently ahead of Existence Galaxy. That's why I say they're pretty confidently and solidly, like, right there. You know, they are... You know, they are among the top 4 and the solid top 4 that I don't see are going to be able to drop out of the top 8. And again, that's the reason why I say Existence and 3D Max, they're also sitting on relatively similar numbers. They're looking at a round to stay at the very least within the top 8, in my opinion. You know, again, that's bottom 2 fight. You know, that spot for 7th and 8th. You know, is again where I think the things are going to get very, very interesting. Because I was just talking about AGO, they're not quite performing to the level we hoped them to. Yep. LDLC, not confident, and again, Tricked. You know, you can't count them out. I don't count out Expert and Halvu based off what I've seen as well. You know, I didn't know what. I've only seen 1 match from Expert last week when I was doing it, when I was filling in for you, and they surprised me. You know, they've got a bit of potential. Halvu also, I think, have got a bit of potential as well. So that bottom, that sort of like 7th and 8th, bottom of top 8 spot. That's where the fight. That's where I think the real interesting matches are going to take place.
And now I have to interrupt you because we're directly getting into the game, and Letney already finds his first frag immediately. And so they go down middle fast, swift, and quick. Together by Tony, somewhere towards A. And all those players were already fallen down. Frillin had a bit of an idea. Caper stays back in the ladder room. But look where the bomb is. This is a little bit too public, isn't it?
Ooh, headshots will come through for the CTs as a result. Hunter down, they dropped the bomb for the moment. Sperano going to try to pick up that P2K and get a headshot on one of these 2 players. He's got the bomb in his hands. Could also do well to rotate through underpass while Nexa plays distraction game. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Sneak forward. Nexa hears those vents being popped open. Esperanto's got a nice open gap, open angle towards the bomb site. P250 taps up Caper for the first. Does not spot PHR back here towards short. But meanwhile, Esperanto's made his way inside and Nexa's going to start creeping in through Sniper's Nest. Try and find his way in through Marky, get this bomb plugged down, but PHR's read this. 1 headshot, so all he needs, he misses the cross of Esperanto, and now he's dangerous. Now Nexa knows how to respond to this one, but PHR can still shut this whole thing down against the T-side. SP will cross into the crossfire, and he will land the headshot in the end against PHR. So 4K to 9, Esperanto gets 2 of his own. That's the first pistol on the board for Valiance.
And as we see, this is right now, and I think you have, or more like we have to point that one out. The pick of nobody else than Valiance. And so let's see how that one will go. Let's see how. Go further, and yeah, that is big money they're making. As Warren Buffett is calling, and he wants to know the secret, how they just made those big bucks that fast. 360. Face Clan, here I come.
4 kills on Mac 10s, there you go, easy peasy. There you call it, 2-0 for the Valiant side. And again, a pretty expected result again against AGO. You know, pistols out. Now for the rifles for this next round, which really what they're focusing on with the 4 rounds of loss bonus that they have. sorry, 3 rounds of lost bonus they have, excuse me, I'm being an idiot.
That's
the
fine.
AUG is coming through on 3 players, and of course the 2 M4s, so automatic weapons to play. Lacking in utility more than anything else for AGO is their main concern. So all their head care about to deal with the MAC 10s as 3 AKs come back in for Valiance, and here they go quickly out to the B-bomb site, not stopping for anything. They've got 1 player held back again. They'll just bomb with the first and the second kill from CT side. Trying to smoke down the position and hold it as Furling gets the trade back on. 2 versus 4. Furling doubles up, and then A from Nexa only is good for 1 because Otto is traded back all the same. 3 players staying alive. A fantastic lockout from AGO on the B-bomb site.
And you know, before this getting a little bit more ham, I want to wish a man a happy birthday who is part of the UML. Harry Wiggett, who's organizing the schedule. It's his birthday today. So, happy birthday, Harry. I know this is not a perfect thing to say so, but Otto finds his birthday shot for the man. And let's see. Is that one going as well as expected?
Well, an opening frag for the part of Otto out here towards the mid position. Nice AWP shot on Caper. Valiant's meanwhile going to go to the wrong side as they... Ooh, Hunter! Blind headshot on Groovy. He's getting control of short and everything. That's even more map control for Valiant. Much more confident Plant can come through as the AWP shots ring out. PHR's like, yeah, no, I'm out. Everybody else from AGO is out as well. 3 rounds on the board for Valiant, so they quickly reset that CT side. All of their lost bonus is now gone. They've just got to hold on to these rifles because they realise the economical rut that they're really in. Valiant's sheer force and firepower able to get that map control, which is they find themselves up 3-1 as a result. Again, simple reset against AGO. I'm kind of expecting this more than anything else from the Serbian guys.
And as they are going back home, AGO save up those weapons. And they get it done. Happy man, you can say. Valiant's picking up the first, and AGO are not getting any further at the moment. I mean, after this run, it will get a little devastating, doesn't it? Because they get that 1 additional weapon drop, everybody's going to be pretty much down to $0. And if Valiance once more goes in a fast fashion towards any of the bomb sites or plays it coordinated, it doesn't matter. In case they are wrecking AGO right now, it will put them in a very uncomfortable position.